Hey there everyone, how are you? Steve Gonzer, physical therapist with RunSmart Online. I want to talk to you guys about getting ready to start training for the next couple months because let's face it, I think most of us, I'm going to fix this quick, I always need to do that afterwards. We're probably all looking towards 2021 and getting ready for new races and hoping that they stay on schedule. But I want to make sure that you guys know exactly what I think works really well. Most of the patients and runners I work with are over the age of 40, so I want to give you guys some things that I think help quite a bit to keep you out of my office, and I wish most of my runners would just follow because I've proven it to work time and time again. Now, real quick before I get started, there is a link in this post to the RunSmart app. The training plans we have in there from 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon include these principles I'm talking about, but if you're interested, take a look at the link in this post. All right, so here's what I want to share with you. So there's two things that I think a lot of runners would benefit from that at the surface you think, well, this isn't that big of a deal, it's not for me. But I tell you, if you can work on these things, you can do these things in your training, they make a big impact. That's what the word I'm looking for. It's been a long day. The first one is making sure that you are actually ready to enter your training plan. A lot of people say, okay, they kind of limp along literally and figuratively into their training plan. And they, like, let's say it's January 1, like that's when I'm gonna start training, that's when I'm gonna start getting serious again. They kind of, for lack of a better term, half-ass it up into that January 1st date, and then they're like, okay, I'm serious now, let's get going. And that's a huge problem because especially with the runners I work with, like I mentioned, 40, 50, 60 plus, the body needs the consistency of the pounding to really learn how to tolerate it. And if we can be consistent in that pre-training, it'll let you enter your training plan where you're not like starting from scratch. So what I recommend is actually being able to run consistently for a couple weeks, 60% of your max mileage. So what does that mean? It means if you train at 50 miles a week, you should be consistently for a couple weeks be able to handle 30 miles a week and not feel like it's killing you. If you're running, let's say 20 miles a week, what's that? 60% of that is, oh dear, 12. 14, I don't know. If you're running 30 miles a week, that's 18 miles and so on. But you want to be consistently running some, and you guys are probably picking, I mean, I can't see my phone, but I couldn't do that math off the top of my head. You want to be going into that training plan ready to go and feeling good, not going into it feeling like, okay, now I need to start getting serious. The second thing that I really encourage you, whether you use our training plans or someone else's, this works amazing. And I think it can help you as well. Again, this is what we use in our training plans. There's a link in the post to the RunSmart app where you can actually build an entire training plan for you, is the 2-to-1 principle. The 2-to-1 principle is essentially this, is that you're gonna spend 2 times building your mileage and then you're gonna drop back down on that 3rd week. And it's gonna be pretty much held consistently throughout your training plan. Build, build, drop. Build, build, drop. And what that does is a couple things. One, it gives you more frequent rest breaks. And 2, it provides a psychological balance for you where you're either, when you kind of get in a training plan, you're like, oh man, I don't want to do this one. When you go 2 weeks on, 1 week off, that 2-to-1 principle, you're either coming off a recovery week or going on a recovery week. So you really have no excuse. It gets you going. You're like, just get out there and do it. You get a recovery week next week. But it also provides the body ample rest. And that is really critical if you want to stay healthy throughout your training plan. And that's the biggest thing I see, right? I'm sure this is somebody who's watching. One of the biggest challenges is getting through a training plan and surviving it and not getting banged up in a bad way. So we want to make sure you're getting that ample recovery. Now your recovery weeks go down to 60% mileage. So I talked about at the beginning of this, you should be running about 60% of your your peak mileage going into your training plan if you can. I certainly don't recommend rushing it. I know someone in here is probably like, well, I don't have that much time or I'm not there yet. You're going to rush it and that's, you're taking some risk there. But every 3rd week, if you go down to 60% of your mileage, so you could go, you build, and then you drop to 60%. You build, you drop to 60%. So if you're a 50-mile-a-week runner, I'm just using that because it's the easiest number that I haven't flopped on yet. Every 3rd week, you're at 30 miles a week. That doesn't mean every recovery week is going to be you out there like, oh, it's a recovery week, I'm still not doing anything, I'm running super easy. Every 3rd week, you can still do speed work, you can still do quality running, but you don't have to have the volume there. And the volume is what I think kills a lot of people. You can still get up to your max mileage, you can do it a little bit slower, and I think that is really important. Again, if you want help, you want to build a training plan, we actually do this all for you, including all the paces, the strength workouts, everything you need. Take a look at the RunSmart app. There is a link in this post, and I think it'll definitely help you guys. You can check it out with our 2-week trial. But I'll take a look around, see if there's any questions. I'll address those at either a future live or in the comments. But try these out. Make sure you're ready to go. And also the 2-to-1 principle is crucial to staying injury-free. Have a great night, and I will talk to everyone soon. Bye.